person will operate. Look at how they've lived their life.
Like me, he fell in love young. Family for my mom and dad was everything. My dad worked for his dad. He was a drywall guy. Back then they called it lath and plaster. He could put nails in his mouth and spit them out pointy and forward. I grew up watching my dad lead.
Look, I'm in public life today because I'm concerned about America.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We don't want our healthcare system to look like Europe, Canada. We want a healthcare system where we as patients can make decisions with our doctors without some faceless Washington bureaucrat telling us what doctor we can see or what procedure we can have. Now, this isn't going to be easy. The other side has a lot more money than we have. But we have something that they don't have. We have thousands of people like you throughout this state who are willing to stand out here in the rain, in the cold, in the hail, in the sleet, to knock on doors, talk to your neighbors, your family, at the soccer games, at the water cooler, at the family barbecues, wherever you can find them. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Libertarians, Vegetarians, we're going to talk to them all, and we're going to convince them to vote for Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan, and the United States Senate. Ladies and gentlemen, look up my left shoulder, see the bus coming in, give it a round of applause.
Thank you so much. Look, this man needs to be your next United States Senator, Josh Mandel. And don't forget Bill Johnson. He's working hard for all of us. Make sure you send him back. First, thank you for standing out here so long in the rain. Please, I really appreciate it. You can tell the weather's not so great, so our plane was a little delayed. And for all my fellow deer hunters, don't worry about it. The deer aren't moving right now anyway. This weather clears, tomorrow morning's going to be a real good hunt. So think about it that way. We got a big choice to make. Belmont County, you can be a linchpin to all of this. We are going to decide not just who the next president over the next 4 years is going to be. We are going to decide what kind of people we're going to be, what kind of country we're going to have for a generation. Look at the national energy tax that he tried to pass through, that he's trying to do through regulations. Look at his statements where he's saying energy prices will skyrocket, where he will put coal out of business. You know what? The one thing Belmont County can do, if you head to early voting, at your Belmont County Board of Elections, the one thing you can do is elect a man named Mitt Romney who will end this war on coal and allow us to keep these good paying jobs. This is so clear. Mitt Romney is a man with a plan. Mitt Romney, of all the things, when you look at this man, it spells one thing: this guy's a leader. Where other people have failed, he has succeeded. It is not just enough for us to say how we oppose the president's reckless agenda of more borrowing, more regulating, more spending, more taxing, more joblessness, higher poverty rates, 23 million people out of work. We owe you an alternative. We owe you solutions. We owe you a better path forward. That's precisely what we're doing. Oil and gas on our federal lands. He's making it harder for us to get it overseas. Number one is our plan to make North America energy independent by the end of the decade. We can do this. It's right here. We can unleash this technology boom to keep American energy dollars in America. That creates good jobs. That creates coal jobs. That creates gas jobs. That creates all of the above jobs. And it creates all the manufacturing jobs that come with it. And on day one, when Mitt Romney is faced with the decision of whether or not to build the Keystone Pipeline, he will say, yes, you can build that. And we'll put that oil in this country. We won't go to China. The choice is clear. If we unleash our energy resources, that right there can create 3 million good-paying jobs. That right there can help get people in the middle class with higher take-home pay. That right there can stretch our paychecks further by lowering our energy costs. Look, I see a Miami, Ohio shirt over there. I'm a graduate of Miami, Ohio. I spent 4 great formative years. I've chased your deer around this state here as well. It's a lot like where I come from, Wisconsin. We build things. We grow things. That's what makes this country great. And if we want to make sure that we can keep good paying jobs here, we got to make sure that other countries trade fairly with us. We have to hold them to account. We have to open markets so we can make more things in Ohio and sell more things overseas, and that gives us good paying jobs. We're going to put people back to work because in 17 days, we're going to elect Mitt Romney the next president of the United States of America. We can do this. We know what to do. We know how to turn on energy jobs. We know how to make small businesses succeed. We know how to cut spending, how to pay off the debt. We know how to save Medicare and Social Security so the promise is made for our seniors and so it's there for our younger generations. It takes leadership. We are not going to try to transform this country into something it was never intended to be. We are not going to replace our founding principles. We're going to reapply our founding principles. We can do this. Thank you so much for coming out today, everybody. Thank you so much, Belmont County. We really appreciate you guys. Right. Let's get this done. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Still crush people in front of you here. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Go on up here. I It doesn't work on the way. Here you go.
Yeah, you hang the phone to this guy right here. You guys playing all you today, right? There you go. Oh, you are? Yeah, nuns that taught me we're all communicating.